Since its earliest days, artificial intelligence has been long on promise, short on delivery. In the 1950s and 1960s, pioneers like Marvin Minsky, John McCarthy, and Herb Simon genuinely believed that AI could be solved before the end of the 20th century. Within a generation, Marvin Minsky famously wrote in 1967, "The problem of artificial intelligence will be substantially solved." 50 years later, those promises still haven't been fulfilled, but they have never stopped coming. In 2002, the futurist Ray Kurzweil made a public bet that AI would surpass native human intelligence by 2029. In November 2018, Ilya Sutskever, co-founder of OpenAI, a major AI research institute, suggested that near-term AGI, artificial general intelligence, should be taken seriously as a possibility. Although it is still theoretically possible that Kurzweil and Sutskever might turn out to be right, the odds against this happening are very long. Getting to that level, general-purpose artificial intelligence with the flexibility of human intelligence, isn't some small step from where we are now. Instead, it will require an immense amount of foundational progress, not just more of the same sort of thing that's been accomplished in the last few years, but, as we will show, something entirely different. Even if not everyone is as bullish as Kurzweil and Sutskever, ambitious promises still remain common, for everything from medicine to driverless cars. More often than not, what is promised doesn't materialize. In 2012, for example, we heard a lot about how we would be seeing autonomous cars in the near future. In 2016, IBM claimed that Watson, the AI system that won at Jeopardy, would revolutionize healthcare, stating that Watson Health's cognitive systems could understand, reason, learn, and interact, and that with recent advances in cognitive computing, we can achieve more than we ever thought possible. IBM aimed to address problems ranging from pharmacology to radiology to cancer diagnosis and treatment, using Watson to read the medical literature and make recommendations that human doctors would miss. At the same time, Geoffrey Hinton, one of AI's most prominent researchers, said that it is quite obvious we should stop training radiologists. In 2015, Facebook launched its ambitious and widely covered project known simply as M, a chatbot that was supposed to be able to cater to your every need, from making dinner reservations to planning your next vacation. As yet, none of this has come to pass. Autonomous vehicles may someday be safe and ubiquitous, and chatbots that can cater to every need may someday become commonplace. So too might superintelligent robotic doctors. But for now, all this remains fantasy, not fact. The driverless cars that do exist are still primarily restricted to highway situations with human drivers required as a safety backup, because the software is too unreliable. In 2017, John Krafcik, CEO at Waymo, a Google spinoff that has been working on driverless cars for nearly a decade, boasted that Waymo would shortly have driverless cars with no safety drivers. It didn't happen. A year later, as Wired put it, the bravado was gone, but the safety drivers weren't. Nobody really thinks that driverless cars are ready to drive fully on their own in cities or in bad weather, and early optimism has been replaced by widespread recognition that we are at least a decade away from that point, and quite possibly more. IBM Watson's transition to healthcare similarly has lost steam. In 2017, MD Anderson Cancer Center shelved its oncology collaboration with IBM. More recently, it was reported that some of Watson's recommendations were unsafe and incorrect. A 2016 project to use Watson for the diagnosis of rare diseases at the Marburg, Germany Center for Rare and Undiagnosed Diseases was shelved less than 2 years later because the performance was unacceptable. In one case, for instance, when told that a patient was suffering from chest pain, the system missed diagnoses that would have been obvious even to a first-year medical student, such as heart attack, angina, and torn aorta. Not long after Watson's trouble started to become clear, Facebook's M was quietly canceled, just 3 years after it was announced.